Hey, it's up North Guy. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to show you how I transport my Vespa, which is a 2025 Primavera, using a 5x8 cargo trailer. I think this is the best way to do it, so I'll show you what I do. I'll also show you some other options that I considered and then rolled out for getting your Vespa from place to place if you're not riding it. So let's get started. This is a 5x8 basic cargo trailer, and I really like this one. It's made by Stealth Trailers. It's about 3,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. It weighs about 750 pounds, so you can get over 2,000 pounds worth of cargo in it. The Vespa, of course, is much lighter than that. It's a ramp door, which is what you need for getting anything with wheels on it in and out of the trailer. So I got a nice ramp that comes down here. It's even got a little end board here to help with the loading. So what I did inside here is a couple things. Number one, I put on a scooter chock. So this is made by Condor. I'll show you the front of that. Condor makes a scooter chock. A lot of these motorcycle chocks seem to be made for motorcycles and not scooters, not with the small wheels that the scooters have. So I found this one made by Condor. I'll put the link in the video here if you want to take a look at this. But basically this is meant for scooter. The small wheels, the 12-inch wheels, is what fits in here perfectly, and it is adjustable if your wheels are slightly different than that. I just bolted it down to the frame here in the front, and then I've got D-rings on the corners of each of the trailer here, so already pre-set up a little strap here on each side for the front, and then two straps in the back. And I've got my canyon dancers here to put over the handlebars, and that's how we'll get it in and secure it. This works great. I think a enclosed trailer is the best way to go. For the same price as a motorcycle trailer, basically you can get a cargo trailer. So why not do that? Why? Because a motorcycle trailer is single use. You're only going to use it for that if you go to sell it. It would only be used for somebody else who needed a motorcycle trailer. Cargo trailer's got lots of uses for anybody hauling anything, and is not single use. Obviously it's also enclosed, so it's protected from the elements when you're driving. You don't get any of the wind wear on your straps when you're in here. It's secure. If you're gonna be parking in a hotel parking lot, something like that, you got it secured. Nobody can see what's in here. So I think the cargo trailer is the best way to go for a number of reasons like that. So here's how I load it. I drive it in. You could walk it in. I think it's easier just to drive it in. You can sit on the bike and just get it up as close as I can to the chock right at the very start of it there, and then I get out, shut the engine off, and then just push it onto the chock the rest of the way, and it will hold in there pretty well just by itself, even without any straps. Here's a couple different angles at this. My trailer's only 5 feet high, so you got to duck to get underneath there. Come in slowly, just straight on, and position it in front of the chock. Going to turn it off here. Again, you're pushing it into that chock. That's going to hold it pretty well. And then I get back on the bike. I've got my canyon dancers around my neck like this because I was on the throttle. You can't use the throttle with the canyon dancer, so it's real convenient just to slap them right on there. The bike is pretty stable at this point. And then I've got these E-tracks on the side here, which are great for just hanging these front straps onto when you're not using them, and they're real convenient just to grab and latch on to. The canyon dancers give it a tug or so on each side. That's really all you need to get the bike to be held in there. I got it in there. You can see it's leaning a little bit to one side. but that's okay. Now this is just being held up by these front straps here. This is loose. I just tied, sort of pushed down or pulled down on each side once. So it's definitely not ready for transport, but you can see the setup here and how this is going to go. And normally when I get it ready to, or before I drive it out, you want to make sure you just pull down on these pretty solidly. It doesn't have to be over pulled, but with a pretty solid tug. You see that front wheel will kind of compress in there, and then that will hold it down pretty securely there. You don't need to worry about the straps, you know, where they're normally would be tied up when you're outside, because you're not outside. It's all enclosed here. So I just leave them down like that, and then that is how I secure the front. And then coming around to the back, I've got a couple of soft loops here that I use. I have the crash guard on here, so this is, or these sidebars or this crash guard or whatever it's called, I added this as an option, which I think is a good idea in case you drop it or something like that. It also helps in a really nice way to have something to strap the back to. I can get this up, it's outside of the light here, I'm not impacting anything else. Doesn't need to be super tight, but just to have something on the back that also holds it down. So these little bars are absolutely perfect for doing something like this, where you get a little loop around there and then can just put this through and then make sure that's secure as well. So that is really secure setup there, both front and back. That bike is not moving anywhere. All right, here's a final look at it with it all strapped in there, both on the front and the back. One thing I really like about these trailers is you can just move them into the garage when you're ready to park it. So I've got a standard 7-foot garage door here. This trailer goes up to about 80 inches, so it easily clears the door in and out, so you can just push it in and get it out of the way. You got to be careful when you're looking at trailers, because sometimes the height of the top of it here is either 5 feet or 5.5 feet. If it's 5.5 foot high, it's not going to fit in a standard garage door like this, but mine does really easily, and that makes it super simple to get it out of the way, because nobody wants to look at a trailer sitting outside your house. This one also weighs about 750 pounds, which means you can just move it easily with a little trailer dolly like this in and out of the garage, so makes it easy to position it anywhere you want and get it out of the way. So you don't even need to use your tow vehicle to back it into the garage, just get it close, hook up the little dolly and push it to where you want it. One option I considered, and I didn't ever do this, but it's an option for loading and transporting the Vespa, is to use some kind of a load ramp like this. I have a pickup truck and I have load ramps already, and you'd use it kind of this way. You would sort of walk up one of the ramps while you're holding onto the bike. I think you would have to use the throttle to actually get it up there to have the power, because it's kind of a steeper angle to get up into the bed, and then you can secure it in there with a wheel chock and strap it down. Now, I did not do this. I didn't think this would work very well, and the reason why is a couple things. I mean, number one, in my bed is 5.5 feet. That's 66 inches. The Vespa itself is about 76 inches all the way to the back here with the top case on it, so it's going to be longer than my truck bed here, which means the gate is going to have to be down, which I really didn't want to do that. The other thing is, I just think it'd be very difficult and a little bit scary getting the bike up the ramp here without having it tip over. You know, either if you're trying to use the throttle or push it up there, you got kind of a steep climb to get it up there, and then once you do get it there, you've got the ramps to take care of. So there's extra stuff to put. It takes up a lot of room in the back, so I ruled this out. I haven't transported the Vespa this way at all, but it's an option for somebody if you're interested in doing it this way. Here's another way to move the Vespa. I did this originally when I first got the bike. It's a rear hitch carrier. This one's made by Black Widow, but there's other brands you can get as well. This is a heavy-duty 600-pound model. It's got a wheel chock at the front here, which I did like. It works much the same way as that chock that's inside the trailer. The Condor one, you just drive in it and then it'll hold the wheel in there. It's also got its own ramp, which is attached to it, that you can just unscrew and set up on there. Overall, this is not bad. It does work. I found that it was difficult to load, so I didn't end up using this. I only used it a couple of times to move the bike. It really takes, I think, more than one person to get the bike up there safely. And then the other thing I didn't like about it was that wheel chock is okay. It's not quite small enough. You can't move it together close enough for the size of the scooter wheel, so I always felt like it was a little unstable when it was on there. Alright, that's it for this one. We're ready to haul out of here. Hey, check out my channel. It's Up North Guy on YouTube. I got more videos about the Vespa. I just got it, so I'm just getting into that, but there's other ones on my channel about how-tos, product reviews, life and living up here, beautiful northern Michigan. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Drop a comment in there, especially if you got a different way or different technique for transporting your Vespa. It's great to share that with anybody else who tunes into this video or the channel. Thanks again for watching. Catch you next time.